Micah Frankel, Cage Minds with Andrew Tenneson. We're talking about LFA 66, going to be taking on Westin Wilson. First off, sir, how's camp going?
It's going great. This has been one of the best camps I've ever had. Maybe like it's LFA 66, and so it feels like Order 66, and I'm like a Jedi, and they're after me. So I don't know. I'm really motivated. I feel powerful and fast and technically proficient, and I have these. I have my secret game plans that hopefully will survive the first, second, and third encounter during the fight, and I'll be able to adapt and be fluid.
Is that what you think about the third encounter? What's that encounter? Exchange?
The third exchange or encounter. I feel like if you think of a fight as not just like one battle, but a war, and you have the first battle in the war, and normally those first battles are kind of like skirmishes where both sides like test each other out. Sometimes they just go crazy right away, but it hardly ever just ends right there. So I'm ready to end it in the very first exchange. I'm ready to end it in the very last exchange. I'm ready to go the whole 15 minutes, or I'm ready to go 15 seconds. I feel very comfortable with my ability to respond to whatever situation is presented at me, and I'm ready to basically just do me. Yeah, concentrate on my strengths and not just my opponent's strengths, which are many, because he's very interesting. He's very different from my last opponent. He's well-rounded, but he's also 6'3", which puts him like in the 90th percentile almost of 145ers. And so he's really an interesting puzzle, and I've been thinking about it, and so.
That is an interesting puzzle. I heard you mention a second ago, whole 15 minutes, like you did your last fight, and that performance, I'm watching it at home thinking, like the old Sonic the Hedgehog video game when he got on that roll. That's what you kind of reminded me of, man. You were on fire.
As long as I don't remind you of the Sonic movie, I'm fine. I just wanted to keep going, and I kept going, like Energizer Bunny. Just keep going. I had no idea that fight was going to go the whole way, and I've never had a fight except for my one loss that went the whole way. And I'm like, man, I'm either going to get finished or I'm going to finish them. Like that's it every single time. It went the whole way? What? And I did well, and I was doing lots of damage to them, and I'm like, what is this? But he's tough. He's powerful. He wasn't willing to quit. And I wasn't able to do it safely to where, like, if I went crazy, maybe I could have. But maybe I could have gotten knocked out when I did that too. So, because Joey Miolla had power that whole fight, and even though I was like doing lots of damage, so I was like, don't be stupid, don't be stupid. So it was really just, I was ready, I was prepared to go 15 minutes. I didn't expect it, but we did.
What did you take away from putting that kind of performance together? A whole 15 minutes, and I mean hitting a guy with the kitchen sink, bringing out a whole arsenal of weapons. I'm sure that's a lot of stuff you used in that fight with stuff that you'd wanted to use before. I know that utilizing your striking going in that night was a big emphasis for you. Yeah,
I felt like because I had the reach advantage on him, that it made a lot of sense to strike. I didn't expect to do as well, because I'm not the best striker. I feel like I'm well balanced at everything, but I didn't feel like I was going to do that well, because I really respected his power and his ability to move in and out. So I was really expecting to get more damage, but my footwork just kept me safe enough. And yeah, it was really cool that I only got like hit a few times, and that I was training soon after. I mean, you always hope that when you do have a fight, you don't have like long-term injuries or like really bad short-term ones. But yeah, it went better than expected, that fight. And so I don't think about it as, oh, this is how all my fights should be. They should always be this injury-free or this one-sided. I think I got a 10-8 round in that one. And I'm like, what? So I'm always expecting, as I said, the war, the long haul, or the dangerous, violent, short encounter. I'm expecting everything. Or not that I'm expecting it, but I'm just prepared for it. And so that makes me feel a certain level of comfort.
From the last time we talked to you, from that fight through this camp, what do you feel have been the biggest improvements or the biggest evolutions in the martial arts game of Andrew Tenneson?
I've just been drilling everything. I've been trying to drill the basics of striking and the basics of grappling even more. I want my arsenal to be very, very crisp. And it sounds like it's very like, well, that's a very wishy-washy answer, but it's like, no, I just wanted a better jab this camp, and I wanted better back control this camp, and I wanted better armbar defense this camp. I just really wanted everything that I'm already good at or okay at to be very, very crisp. I didn't want to have these things that, okay, they're working against 2 out of 3 people, so they're okay. No, I wanted them to work on 3 out of 3 people. I wanted them to work even if they knew what I was going to do. I wanted to be able to just be so technically proficient and excellent at that move, at these simple moves, that they would be able to carry me forward more than just, oh, I got a fancy, smancy, spinning flip kick of some kind, you know.
Could it be any further opposite end of the spectrum going from Joey to Westin, especially for you, camps apart, going from you had a reach advantage to you're miles from it now?
Yeah. I feel like it's karma. It has to be. I don't know what I did to piss off the people at LFA, but they're like, we're going to give him the shortest person in the division, and then we're going to give him the tallest person in the division. Ha ha ha, right? It's like, what? Like, why are you doing this to me? Where's the people that are my height? Like, I think Joey was almost a foot shorter than Westin, if you think about it, because Joey was like 5'5", 5'6", and this guy's 6'3", and you're like, what? You know, it's like, wow, okay, well, I guess now I'm gonna know what Joey felt like on the end of my reach. Hopefully, though, I'll be able to not be like in that situation where I can't close the distance, or I can't use good enough footwork to close the distance to make it where his range isn't as important anymore.
So week apart, longer guys I could think of. Have you been transparent with guys like that to look for that reach, to get used to what it's going to look like fight night?
I've been training with people that are slightly taller. Some people that are higher weight classes, and then some people that are my weight class but that are taller. Yeah, you always try to find training partners that you think can mimic what little you know about your opponent. I haven't seen too much of Westin, like just mostly pictures, and like, oh, he's tall, ugh, whoa, ugh, and I'm gonna have to deal with that. So yeah, but it's really about me and what I'm good at, and whether I can implement my strengths more than just, can I negate this of his? Can I stop his blah blah blah? Can I shut him down here and here and here, and when he tries this, it's like, well, then I'm not thinking about me, and I'm not pulling the trigger on my end, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm just going to end up losing anyway. So for me, it's more about self-improvement, always about executing my ability to attack.
And what's the expectations for LFA 66 for fight night?
All the other Jedi can die, but I'm going to make it through, and I'm going to pass this stuff on to the future. And by that, I mean I'm helping out the amateurs at JacksonWink, and no matter what, I'm going to go out there and make them see, and they've been watching me this camp, and they've been seeing me go through my suffering and my preparation, and they're going to see me harvest this what I've been planting. And when I harvest, they're gonna see the outcome of all my efforts. And win or lose, I'm gonna make them so proud that they're like, okay, when I have a camp, I want to work hard like Andrew did for that camp. When I have a camp, I want to work as smart as Andrew did for that camp, no matter what, because I know he gave it his all. And I was there watching it the whole time, and I saw him go out there and fight, and regardless of the outcome, he gave everything in the fight. And what he was able to give in the fight was a result of all the hard work that he did before. So I want them to see that cause and effect, and I want them to learn from what I have experienced, and so I could pass it on to the future. I think it's always about being positive in MMA and martial arts, helping to build people instead of break them down.